Commissioner, what is the OPP doing to make Ontario's roadways safer this Thanksgiving weekend?
Well, pretty much the same as what we've been doing all along, increasing our visibility and our presence on the highway, being very vigilant on many of the issues that we know are contributing factors to so much of the carnage, people not wearing seat belts, the speeding erratic drivers, and of course always on the lookout for drinking drivers. We will certainly have the airplane up in the air, and our men and women will be out there in full force with the predominant effort to just bring people back home alive at the end of their journey.
What do you attribute this decline to?
Well, I think it's a combination of a lot of factors, certainly one of them being the new legislation, now 1 year old, penalizing drivers who speed at 50 kilometers or over the posted speed limit. A much more aggressive effort on our part, a much more intelligence-driven presence on the highways, and locations where a lot of this carnage and crashes are happening. And as well, I think the public are beginning to hear us, finally, realizing full well that traffic safety is a shared responsibility. And we're also being much more strategic and aggressive in our enforcement. So I think it's a combination of a lot of those things, but certainly the effort that our men and women the OPP are making is making a significant difference indeed.
Is there anything else that the OPP can do?
Well, I suppose the only thing we can do is keep preaching the same message over and over again, that traffic safety is a shared responsibility. I think the public invariably know that drinking and driving is not only unacceptable, but it's an offense in the criminal code of this country, and the consequences indeed are very severe. And we intend to be as vigilant and as proactive as we can and continue to have ride spot checks at 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, not any longer as it was the case back when we only were out there with the ride programs during the holiday season. So I think those are some of the issues that I believe are going to help us greatly. But the predominant factor here always is the self-discipline that people need to employ in order to ensure that they themselves don't end up in these very serious difficulties, but also that so many innocent victims are spared a very significant inconvenience, injuries, and unfortunately even death as a result of drinking and driving.
What's the OPP doing to educate motorists about excessive speeding and aggressive driving?
Well, we're doing it on many fronts, actually. I think one of the best educators or best lessons learned is when our men and women are pulling over these irresponsible drivers at the side of the highway, and so many people can see the consequences of breaking the law. And we're reaching out through the media and whatever other medium we can to implore upon people the significance of the message is not so much the words spoken, but preventing a very tragic outcome. We know for a fact that speed is a significant contributor to grave consequences, or much graver consequences. So people are just going to have to be mindful. And the other message, of course, is that we're going to be out there, if you will, teaching one irresponsible driver at a time the lesson that we need to observe the laws, and it's for our own protection and the protection of all of us who happen to be traveling the highways as we do this coming weekend, Thanksgiving weekend, and all other times.